Buddy, this is Nate at Lever Design and Print, back for another round of COVID conversations. And with me today, I have Joe of Gorilla Joe Screen Printing. Did I pronounce that right?
Gorilla Joe Printing Company.
Gorilla Joe Printing Company, and they are in Youngstown, Ohio. Another good Ohio printer. There seems to be literally a ton in this state, but he's another one of them. So I have him here today. So what's up, man?
What's up, man? How are you?
Doing good. Surviving and moving forward either way. And hopefully you're doing well. So you ready for some questions?
Yeah. Lay it on me, man.
All right, dude.
Hit me.
First of all, for people who don't know you, who are you? You know, how did you get here? And, what do you do now?
Okay, so long story short, in high school, I've been in bands my whole life. So we started screen printing shirts in high school to save money. I worked at Kmart, got them for really cheap, started screen printing in my mom's basement. And then, that was 2008. My band broke up. We toured all across America and the United States and friggin' Europe and stuff. I wasn't in a band anymore. So when I met some guys that I got a house with, It was kind of like a frat house.
Yeah.
We started a band called Horses Have People Teeth. And we were like, well, we need shirts.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I still have these clamps. I had these clamps still. So I'm like, no, let's piss with these, So
yeah.
So I went to, Michael's or something like that to get some kind of, not speedball kit. I already knew what I was doing, but I had a friend of mine make me some screens, printed the shirts, and then it kind of snowballed. So I was like, okay, so and there's these punk bands getting a hold of me to print shirts for them. And I was like, well, I don't know what they're going to look like, but you're a punk band, so who gives a shit what it looks like?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how it started. I did get in some trouble, so I had to pay off my fines as fast as possible to not go to jail. It wasn't any kind of like I got to get out of that by printing shirts in my basement and making some money to pay my fines off as fast as possible.
Yeah.
And then from then it just kind of escalated. I quit my job, bought more equipment, anything to make anything better. And then that's kind of how it started. So, yeah.
Cool, man. So that's a really interesting story. In fact, it's a lot of people get in that are in the music industry into screen printing, but yeah, you have some interesting caveats to yours. So that's a cool story. So here we are, COVID-19 pandemic, whatever the heck this is going on. What's going on with you with that? How has that changed things for you? And what have you done to adjust to that? And then what are, out of that, what are some like positive things that you're seeing?
Well, the main thing that I can really see is the amount of like positivity from support from everybody. Like, like a very popular thing right now is online stores. So we're doing an online store thing. Absolutely. We're offering bars, restaurants who might be open all the time right now, even till 4 a.m. I'm not saying Taco Bell or anything like that, but like, a chance to sell some merch and have their supporters who are regulars, kind of like keep them open.
Yeah.
Maybe it's their employees are, coming in for free just to hope, that they sell stuff or, whatever. I have one customer, to be honest with you, I picked up wings up 2 nights ago and like they said, I'm done with the bar business. I'm only doing carry out because they made so much money doing carry out because their wings are so good.
Wow.
And their bar business is not that great. But I guess what I'm pontificating and like, doing a roundabout about it is the the positivity. Like everybody's like really trying to help each other out.
Mhm.
And, you know, I mean, I don't know, like whether we start an online store for somebody and try to sell merch for them to give them a kickback or whatever. Um, I think people right now are the most supportive they've ever been.
Mhm.
And I think, you know, that's pretty awesome. But on the downside of things, you know, business is down, you know,
Right.
that happens. I mean, hopefully everybody can adapt from it. You know, over here we're, you know, regrouping and strategizing.
Mhm.
Um, Everything that made sense to us before, some of it might still make sense, but some of it doesn't.
Mhm.
So we're really reconfiguring, trying to do more with less.
Mhm.
And I'm not saying cutting corners, but I am saying, you know, sometimes you don't need 5 people doing 2 things, you
Right.
know,
Right.
or it's really been cut down to basically me printing everything. I have my awesome office manager working remotely today. I mean, she
Okay.
has a workload full of stuff. Um, my art guy, you know, but this is all, I mean, this is all temporary.
Yeah.
It sucks now, but it everything will be done soon.
Mhm. Well, it's cool that you know, you're seeing those areas that, once again, not that you're cutting corners, you're not like necessarily removing steps, but maybe, you know, able to look at your systems and see that, hey, we were just taking, you know, why was I doing 3 steps here when literally the job is only a 1-step job or whatever. You know, it's cool that you're able to,
Oh, sure.
you know, kind of drill
Absolutely.
down on that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, you know, I the first week into this, I went back on press and stuff, and like I have no problem printing. I love printing.
Mhm.
That's why I started this. You know, I'm a very involved owner of this
Mhm.
company. You know, um, I like being a part of the everyday operations because I've done it all, and you know, this isn't like a, I don't know, an ATM machine for me. This isn't a
Right.
nest egg. You know, this is all I really have. If I don't have this, like, I'm gonna be a stay-at-home dad. When I was the first week into printing everything manually and automatically, um, I was like, what am I doing? Like, you know, like, so I'm like thinking about the steps that I told everybody to do for certain things. You know, every time you take down a job, ink goes back to the ink room or whatever. I found myself not doing that.
Yeah.
And I was like, so I think what it was I was just trying to like save time. I was
Yeah.
trying to do as much as I could in a day because I'm only one person. So I don't consider it lazy, but I consider it like kind of like not adhering to
Mhm.
my processes.
Mhm.
And this is like the time to like really reconfigure what you're doing. I mean, this is a hard start. Like, you know, this is like when your computer doesn't, you know, you know, you got to push it
Hitting that
and
reboot
stop it.
button.
Yeah, and then like either you hit safe mode or you hit whatever.
Yeah.
And um like this is, we're forced to stop ourselves
Yeah.
and figure things out.
Well, and I think what's cool as owners and leaders, you know, the ones kind of setting up those systems and processes, when we have the chance to maybe get back to it like this and look at it, you know, sometimes we'll look at it and realize either one, if you're not following your own rules, holy crap, what am I doing? I need to follow my own rules because it makes sense and it's going to make things better. And there's a reason why I set up these rules to begin with. Or number two, you realize, like, and I realize this a lot myself, man, my rules were kind of dumb there. Maybe I need to adjust them and change them so it actually works
Oh,
better.
hell yeah. Absolutely.
And so
Yeah.
I think all in all, if you're paying attention to that, you come out better as an owner and an employer and a leader.
Yeah. But like I think the main thing is like um like I know I said the hard restart, but it's like that's I mean, your life is stopped.
Mhm.
So it tells you cannot do this, you cannot do that. Um, you have to be within 6 feet of people. It's like it really forces you to kind of reevaluate
Mhm.
your relationships, your business relationships, your business, your life, you know, your relationship, you know, whatever. I mean, like, it's just like, it's one of those things where it's like, so this is forcing me to do this. And if you don't find a positive in it, then it's like, I don't know. Cause like, you know, like it's forcing me to figure out, like I said, our processes. We're going to hire slow back the people that we have.
Yeah.
No offense to anybody that works here, but you know, trying to do less with more.
Mhm.
And you know, like even like relationships with your significant other or kids, you know, this is the time to like really like kind of, I mean, you're forced to stop. And you know, you can't go to the bar, you can't go lift, you can't do anything you want to do sometimes. And
Yeah.
if if something, if there's another force forcing you to stop doing what you're doing, then you know you have to kind of make the best of it.
Yeah.
And you know, it's not always about business too.
Yeah. No, I think those relationships with your kid and your spouses and everything else, they're just as important. I think sometimes as screen printers we let that fall to the wayside. And I know, a mentor of mine, something that he's very well known in the industry and has done great things on a technical level. And I remember him telling me, when I was kind of ramping up more and really diving into this, like Nate, be careful. He's like, I remember when I was your age, and he has a son. He's about my age now, actually, but and his kid was little at the time, and he's like, man, I used to go home every night, and I used to work so hard and go home so late. Sometimes I hadn't seen my kid in days, and I would literally go into his bedroom and watch him sleep, and sometimes I would just cry. He's like, because I literally missed this grade to this grade. And I remember him telling me that story and just being like, holy crap. Yep, there's more to life sometimes than screen printing. And those relationships,
Sure.
the relationships we have with those people and with our customers, when the people in our community are worth so much more than our screen printed shirts are.
Right. I will say this, like I mean, I think most people who get into screen printing don't, they fall into it. And like same thing with me. Like I used to work this crap job, $9.50 an hour, and like, you know, like I'd sit in the bathroom and be like, what the hell am I to do with my life? And like that job was what made me screen print.
Yeah.
I mean, when I got in trouble. So it was like, it was strange. Like, I don't know. People who screen print don't say, I'm going to be a screen printer. I mean,
Right.
maybe they do, but I don't think they do. Um, I think that they're, uh, you know, tenacious. I think that they're, you know, intellectual. I think that they can, because when you're a screen printer, you you have to have charisma. You have to be able to sell yourself. You have to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to print your shirts better than that last person
Yeah.
without stealing a customer. You know, so like
Right.
you have to be like a bunch of different things. You have to be a salesperson, this person, this person, this person, and then when you get your first couple of jobs, then you're like, okay, cool. Well, now I need a really good press.
Right.
So you get a really good press, and then it just escalates from there. I think that's how screen printers start. I love this industry, and like I love everything that people, like I said, people don't just do this. You know,
Yeah. No,
you kind
most
of
people
fall
are in
into
it because we're passionate about it. That's for sure. It's
it. Oh,
just,
sure,
it's not
absolutely.
just a job to us, and most of us have chose to, even if we fell into it by accident, we've chose to stay in it because we love it and like it and like the craft and everything
Sure.
with it. No, I love it, and I love the diversity. And one day I get to do sales, and the next day I literally get to print on press, and then the next day I get to try and hunt all over creation to source some bizarre garment that I can't find anywhere
Yeah.
else, or whatever. And so it's fun. You get to wear all these different hats. So what does the future look like for you guys? And, are you still running? What are you looking for? How are you looking to help others and serve those around you?
We're about 60% contract work.
Okay.
And then 40%, custom work. We have the capabilities to do, huge runs for people if they want. Like we're not our wheelhouse is not like 50,000 pieces,
right,
20,000 pieces, like our normal order is like around 140 4 pieces pretty much, even with 3 automatics. We have 3 automatics. If there's any shops out there that are like struggling to like meet deadlines or print shirts by hand, PF, whatever, and then like a bunch of colors on top. That's I had a friend of mine who had an automatic who told me this. He's like, dude, I can help you out. And I'm like, yeah, but dude, I'm like losing like 60 cents a shirt. I'm like, oh, I can't do that. I'm going to print all by myself. And now it makes sense to me because I turned down so many jobs because I was printing that order.
Right.
And it just, so if there's anybody out there that I don't know, wants to come by our shop, whether it's just me here to show you around.
Cool. What's the best way to get a hold of you?
Instagram, at Gorilla Joe Printing Company, or orders at GorillaJoePrintingCompany.com.
Cool, man. Well, thanks for coming on and
for sure,
knowledge with us, and hopefully we can do it again sometime.
Absolutely, man.